nobody wants to be responsible for ruining that all-important Thanksgiving meal, but we all make mistakes. So today we're joining Sunny Anderson, host of the Food Network's Cooking for Real. She's got some simple solutions to avoid Thanksgiving kitchen day disasters.
Yes.
Sunny, thanks for letting us visit you.
Of course.
And it happens to everyone.
Yes. Everyone has issues on Thanksgiving, so I have 3 basic tips with 3 of the most asked about questions we get here at Food Network on how to get your Thanksgiving on the table without making huge mistakes.
So let's get right to it.
First things first, trussing. A lot of people stress out. You can go online and see 1,000 videos with crazy things where you do figure eights and all kinds of Boy Scout knots.
And we're doing this so
Yes.
that our turkey can cook evenly.
Even cooking is what it's all about. You want to
Because-
bring the legs closer to the actual frame of the body, and you want to tuck the wings. So what I've done is kind of like a figure 8 with the legs. I pull them together. I let them overlap a little bit.
Okay.
And then I just wrap. I mean, seriously, it is that simple. Don't worry about going over and under
Yeah.
and flipping around. I mean, that's a lot of snipping and cutting.
The worst thing you can do is have your turkey come out of the oven and part of it is done and
Yes.
the other part is raw.
Listen, if you don't
This is
trust,
easy.
your turkey's going to come out with its laced leg. The wings are going to be burned and everything. So let me show you how to tuck
It's
the
got to
tips.
look ready for the party.
Take the wings, pull the tips towards the front, and then just tuck them. They'll still cook evenly, and then the tips won't be burned. You get it right into your roasting pan. I'm going to wash my hands really
As
quick.
easy as that. Now, I know you're part of the Food Network doing
Yes.
this first show, a live show and webcast
So
where
excited.
people are going to write in with their questions. What's the most common thing you think people stress out over preparing their
I
Thanksgiving
think
meal?
it's the timing, really. I mean, people, it's like running a Fortune 500 company in one day. You're trying to get everything done into the conference room so when the guests come, everyone can eat everything on temperature and on time.
Right.
So I say just a lot of preparation goes a long way.
Another
this is our
common
second
mistake
issue.
that happens is
Too dry stuffing. If your stuffing is way too dry, all it is just dried bread that you rehydrated with stock. So if you don't mind getting me a spoon, any kind of instrument, what you want to do is kind of go through the top of your stuffing that's a little bit too dry.
Okay, just loosen
Poke
it
it a
up.
little bit, loosen it a little bit, pour over a little bit more stock. It can be chicken stock, turkey stock, vegetable stock, in a pinch. Water works as well. Cover it
simple as
up.
that.
Get it into your oven and
Okay.
cook it for a few more minutes. If you want some texture on the top, get it
Right.
nice and crisp, just take the aluminum foil off towards the end and you'll get the same result as you would if you did it the same way. in the
And
beginning.
ready on time along
Yes.
with everything else.
And then now lumpy gravy.
Lumpy gravy.
Yes.
Something definitely to avoid.
Yes, so imagine this is your roasting pan. You've got the turkey out of the oven, you've got the vegetables, or you're just doing a gravy from scratch without using the roasting drippings.
Right.
We've got a little bit of onion, some thyme in here, and some garlic. The first thing I do after I get them sauteed and nice and translucent, I add the thickener then, which is gravy.
Okay.
I say about a tablespoon of flour to every 2 cups of stock.
Okay.
Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to get the flour in here, and you're going to notice it starts to attach to the vegetables
Right.
and gets a little bit gummy.
Yeah.
And that's when you know it's just kind of hanging out really well with the veggies.
Mm-hmm.
Cook it down just a little bit so the flavor of the flour is gone.
How long does this take?
This only takes about 3 minutes or so. Not long for the flour flavor to come out, but it's still left with the glutens, and that's what we want.
Okay.
Right over the top.
And then you're going over.
Pour in the stock slowly and then stir it as you're pouring it in. You've already done the job of making sure the flour is isolated with the fat
Right.
by sauteing it with the fat, the olive oil and the butter with the vegetables, and then you add on the liquid. Now,
Okay.
a lot of times we'll do a gravy, and then at the very end of the gravy, some people feel like it's not thick enough.
Right.
So I'll show you how to fix it at the very
Okay.
end. If your gravy's not thick enough, a trick that a lot of cooks use is taking about 1 part of butter. So I'll just take a little piece off right here.
Okay.
Just about 2 tablespoons of butter.
And that's room temperature butter. That you're
Room
working with?
temperature butter, about 2 tablespoons of flour. And what you want to do is just kind of work the butter into the flour
Okay,
and vice
mix them up
versa.
together.
A little paste. What you're going to come up with is you're going to have a little bit of a paste
Yeah.
with flour. You see that right there? And that's what you're going to want to get into your pot at the very end. So just very slowly around the pot.
And that will just dissolve into
It
the
dissolves
mixture.
into it if you whisk it in, and it's going to help it thicken.
That's
a lot of times
fantastic.
I'll keep some of this in my fridge just already made up on that same day.
And it all goes into one pot, which is fantastic. Great, easy, simple solutions. And for all of our solutions, head to our cbsnews.com website or thefoodnetwork.com.